On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Goo.
A sticky or slimy substance, often of indeterminate or unknown composition, a slang term used to describe something messy, chaotic, or confusing.
Examples:
Boozing goo, slime goo. The science experiment involved mixing various liquids to create a bubbling goo.
Crunch.
A loud, crackling noise made by something being crushed or broken, a difficult or critical situation.
Examples:
Financial crunch, a gas crunch. The crunch of the leaves underfoot was heard as they walked through the park.
Velvet.
Plush, smooth fabric with a short pile on one side, typically made of silk, cotton, or a synthetic material.
Examples:
Velvet couch, velvet dress. The velvet curtains added a touch of elegance to the room.
Waffle.
To speak or write, especially at great length, without saying anything important or useful, to be indecisive, or to vacillate between different options or actions. Noun, a crisp, light batter cake typically eaten for breakfast and often served with syrup.
Examples:
Waffle on about random things. Blueberry waffle. When asked about his stance on the new tax policy, the candidate began to waffle significantly.
Cone.
A geometric shape that tapers to a point at one end and has a circular base at the other end.
Examples:
Traffic cone, ice cream cone. Cone-shaped cells in the eye's retina are responsible for color vision and visual acuity.
Pile.
A collection of objects positioned one on top of another, a large sum of something, such as money.
Examples:
A sand pile, the height of a pile. After the party, they had to clean up piles of dirty dishes.
Craving.
A strong desire of wanting something.
Examples:
Craving for revenge. Curb our cravings. I have a craving for nicotine.
Dessert.
A sweet food served as the last course of a meal.
Examples:
Dessert knife. Easy dessert recipe. Let's go to an all-you-can-eat dessert restaurant.
Brain.
The organ inside the head that is responsible for one's movement, thought, memory, and feeling.
Examples:
Basic brain function. Permanent brain damage. X-rays revealed a small tumor in his brain.
Sugary.
Having the taste, texture, or appearance of sugar, excessively sweet or cloying, overly sentimental or flattering in a way that seems insincere.
Examples:
sugary treat, excessively sugary. I avoid eating sugary foods to maintain a healthy diet.
Resist.
To refuse to accept something and attempt to prevent it from happening.
Examples:
resist temptation, resist being kissed. I chose to resist cancer by trying every possible treatment.
Molecule.
A group of two or more atoms held together by attractive forces known as chemical bonds.
Examples:
small molecules, molecule behavior. The shape of the DNA molecule is a double helix.
Carbohydrate.
Also carb, any of a class of organic compounds that include sugars, starch, and cellulose and are a principal source of energy in the diet of animals.
Examples:
complex carbohydrate, carbohydrate metabolism. Foods high in carbohydrates include bread, pasta, and rice.
Label.
A small piece of paper, fabric, or other material attached to an object and giving information about it. Verb, to assign to a category.
Examples:
a mailing label, label a bag with my name. The label on the food package lists the ingredients and nutritional information.
Glucose.
A type of sugar that is found in plants, especially fruit, and is an essential energy source in living things.
Examples:
blood glucose test, glucose level. The doctor injected glucose into his patient's veins.
Fructose.
A simple sugar that is found in many fruits and vegetables and is about twice as sweet as sucrose.
Examples:
fructose content, heredity fructose intolerance. High fructose corn syrup is a common ingredient in processed foods.
Sucrose.
A type of sugar composed of glucose and fructose molecules commonly found in sugar cane, sugar beets, and other plants.
Examples:
sucrose intake, dissolved sucrose. Many processed foods contain high amounts of sucrose.
Maltose.
A disaccharide sugar composed of two glucose molecules, often found in plants and produced during the digestion of starches or carbohydrates, which is used as a food ingredient, particularly in brewing and baking.
Examples:
maltose intolerance, maltose syrup. Many types of yeast can ferment maltose into ethanol and carbon dioxide.
Lactose.
A sugar that is present in milk and milk products and is the primary source of energy for newborns.
Examples:
lactose intolerance, lactose degradation. Lactose metabolism differs between individuals.
Dextrose.
A type of sugar, also known as glucose, that is the primary source of energy for living organisms, commonly used in medical treatments and as a food ingredient.
Examples:
Intravenous dextrose, dextrose monohydrate. The athlete replenished their energy with a dextrose-infused drink after the game.
Starch.
A complex carbohydrate found in many plants, including rice, wheat, and potatoes, that is an important foodstuff for humans and animals.
Examples:
Starch granules, potato starch. When heated, starch molecules absorb water and become thick and gooey, making it a useful thickening agent in cooking.
Syrup.
A sweet, thick liquid made by dissolving sugar in water, often flavored with fruit, spices, or other ingredients.
Examples:
Maple syrup, syrup bottle. She mixed the syrup with water to make a sweet drink.
Sauce.
A liquid or semi-solid food served on or used in preparing other foods.
Examples:
A flavorful sauce, soy sauce. The pasta dish was served with a rich tomato sauce.
Flavor.
The taste sensation produced by a substance in the mouth.
Examples:
A delicate flavor, flavor enhancer. The flavor of the coffee was rich and full-bodied.
Tongue.
A movable mass of muscle tissue covered with mucous membrane that is in the mouth, a language.
Examples:
Native tongue, tongue cancer. The tongue is boneless, but it is as strong as bones.
Crave.
To have a strong desire for something, to long for or want intensely.
Examples:
Crave chocolate, crave advice from others. She craves success and is always pushing herself to do better.
Cereal.
A type of grain used for food, such as wheat, oats, or corn that is typically ground into flour, cooked into porridge, or used to make breakfast cereals.
Examples:
Cereal grain, cold cereal. I always start my morning with a bowl of cereal.
Receptor.
An organ having nerve endings that respond to stimulation such as heat or cold and makes the body react in a particular way.
Examples:
Cellular receptor, receptor for HIV in humans. Hay fever occurs when a substance called histamine binds to receptors in the nose and eyes.
Bud.
A small swelling on a plant stem or twig containing an undeveloped shoot.
Examples:
Pinch off a bud, bud grafting. The flower was starting to show its bud and would soon bloom into a beautiful blossom.
Stem.
The central part of something from which other parts can develop or grow, the part of a word common to all its inflected variants. Verb, to grow out of, have roots in, or originate in.
Examples:
Stem from a belief. The stem of a matchstick. A rose has thorns on its stem.
Cerebral.
Relating to the brain or intellect, intellectual or studious rather than emotional or physical.
Examples:
Cerebral palsy. Cerebral cortex. The patient experienced a cerebral hemorrhage and required surgery.
Cortex.
The outermost layer of an organ, especially the brain.
Examples:
Cortex cells. Visual cortex neuron. The cerebral cortex consists of 6 layers.
Sect.
A group of people who follow a particular religious or philosophical belief system, especially one that is regarded as outside the norm or mainstream.
Examples:
Sect beliefs. Secret sect. The minority sect believed in a set of unconventional religious practices.
Process.
A series of actions or operations performed to achieve a particular outcome or goal. A systematic procedure or approach used to accomplish a specific task or objective. A method of treating milk to make it suitable for consumption or use in other dairy products.
Examples:
Process improvement. Decision-making process. The process for applying for a visa can be lengthy and complicated.
Saltiness.
The quality or state of being salty.
Examples:
The taste of saltiness. Enhance the saltiness. She tasted the dish and detected a slight saltiness.
Umami.
A taste sensation that is often described as savory, meaty, or brothy, one of the 5 basic tastes, along with sweet, sour, salty, and bitter.
Examples:
Umami enhancer. Umami flavor. Japanese food lovers appreciate the umami taste of miso soup.
Reward.
A thing given in acknowledgement of service, hard work, achievement, etc.
Examples:
The reward for good works. Shopping rewards cards. Night fishing has a lot of rewards.
Electrical.
Relating to electricity.
Examples:
An electrical storm. Degree in electrical engineering. Actuators convert electrical pulses into motion.
Chemical.
Relating to or connected with chemistry.
Examples:
toxic chemicals. A chemical compound. The firm has grown into a large chemical manufacturing.
Pathway.
A track that constitutes or serves as a path, an approach, or a way of doing something.
Examples:
Pathway to understanding. Cellular signaling pathways. When the first molecule in the pathway receives a signal, it activates other molecules.
Complicated.
Involving a lot of different things or parts in a way that is difficult to understand or analyze.
Examples:
A complicated process. Become increasingly complicated. He did complicated pen and ink drawings in just a few days.
Subconscious.
Relating to or concerning the part of the mind that is not fully conscious, but still influences thoughts, feelings, and behavior.
Examples:
Subconscious influence. Subconscious behavior. The subconscious mind is said to hold our deepest desires and fears.
Fuzzy.
Having a soft and indistinct outline or covered with fine, soft, and hair-like fibers.
Examples:
Fuzzy logic. Fuzzy memory. The picture was fuzzy because it was taken with an old camera.
Activate.
Make something start working, more active or dynamic.
Examples:
Activate a receptor. Activate a motor. You must activate the software with a 16-digit key before you can use it.
Kickstart.
To start something by providing an initial burst of energy or enthusiasm.
Examples:
Kickstart the project. Kickstart the economy. She needed to kickstart her weight loss journey.
Unfortunate.
Having bad luck or fortune, unlucky.
Examples:
An unfortunate orphan. An unfortunate situation. The unfortunate accident caused many injuries and some fatalities.
Tolerance.
The willingness to accept or tolerate something, especially something that is different or unpleasant.
Examples:
Religious tolerance. Tolerance for risk. The school's diversity program aimed to promote tolerance and understanding among the students.
Stomach.
The internal organ in the body where food is digested, situated in the abdomen, the part of the body below the chest that contains the stomach.
Examples:
Upset stomach. Stomach virus. I have a stomach ache after overeating junk food.
Eventually.
Finally, particularly after a long time or a lot of struggle, complications, and so on.
Examples:
Eventually become obsolete. Eventually succeed. The corporation eventually dominated the entire tobacco business.
Gut.
The long tube in the body of a person or animal through which food passes when it leaves the stomach, the mental strength or bravery required to do something difficult or unpleasant.
Examples:
The blind gut. Gut feelings. He told me a gut-wrenching truth about my parents' death.
Insulin.
A hormone produced in the pancreas that controls the amount of sugar in the blood, or a similar artificial substance used for the treatment of diabetes.
Examples:
Daily insulin dose. Development of insulin resistance. He had an insulin shock after drinking large quantities of fruit juices.
Currency.
A system of money in general use in a particular country.
Examples:
Currency exchange. Digital currency. The currency used in this country is the euro.
Dopamine.
A chemical substance produced by nerve cells as a neurotransmitter. As a drug, it is used to treat shock and hypotension.
Examples:
Dopamine inhibiting agent. Antagonism of dopamine. The drug controls the level of dopamine in the brain.
Neurotransmitter.
A chemical that carries nerve impulses between neurons or between neurons and muscles.
Examples:
Neurotransmitter receptor. Neurotransmitters released from the brain. Endorphins are a type of neurotransmitter that gives a sense of well-being.
Evenly.
In equal amounts or shares, in a balanced or impartial way.
Examples:
Evenly colored. Almost evenly divided. This product can spread the cement evenly.
Distribute.
To give something to a large number of individuals, or to spread or furnish something.
Examples:
Distribute wealth evenly. Distribute video content. His estate was distributed to his sons.
Dense.
Containing a large number of people or something with little space between them.
Examples:
Nutrient-dense foods. Dense forests. The entire mountain is covered in dense rainforest.
Cluster.
A group of similar things or people close together, often forming a distinct mass or unit.
Examples:
Live in a cluster. A cluster of stars. A cluster of grapes hung from the vine.
Spot.
A particular location or place, a small round or roundish area, differing in color or feels from the surface around it.
Examples:
Beauty spot. A spot on his honor. This remote spot is rarely visited.
Alcohol.
A clear liquid that can make people drunk and is used in medicines, cleaning products, etc.
Examples:
Stop drinking alcohol. Diluted alcohol. There is a clear association between alcohol consumption and cognitive decline.
Nicotine.
A colorless, oily, poisonous chemical compound found in tobacco leaves, which is highly addictive and acts as a stimulant, affecting the nervous system.
Examples:
Nicotine patch. Nicotine replacement therapy. Smoking cigarettes exposes the body to high levels of nicotine, which can be addictive.
Heroin.
A highly addictive and illegal drug derived from morphine, typically administered by injection and often associated with serious health problems, including overdose and addiction.
Examples:
Smoking heroin. Heroin overdose. The withdrawal symptoms from heroin can be intense and painful.
Overdrive.
A gear in a vehicle that allows the engine to operate at a higher speed than the vehicle's speed, resulting in greater fuel efficiency and smoother driving. Verb: to drive or work too hard.
Examples:
Atrial overdrive pacing. Go into overdrive. The car's overdrive function allows it to shift into a higher gear for better fuel efficiency on the highway.
Constantly.
All the time.
Examples:
A constantly innovative enterprise. A constantly varying mind. The mobile application industry is constantly changing.
Addict.
A person who cannot stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful.
Examples:
A drug addict. Internet addict. We have become TV addicts due to video streaming services.
Release.
To set free or allow to escape from confinement.
Examples:
Release a prisoner. Release CO2 into the air. The animal rights group worked to release the dolphins back into the wild.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Induce.
To persuade someone to do something, to cause to act in a specific manner.
Examples:
Induce a crisis. Induce him to see a doctor. The lack of sleep induces both physical and psychological diseases.
Broccoli.
A green vegetable with a bunch of small, tight florets on a thick stem that belongs to the cabbage family.
Examples:
frozen broccoli, broccoli sprout. He didn't like broccoli floret and avoided eating it.
Veggie.
Short for vegetarian, relating to or consisting of vegetables.
Examples:
veggie omelet, veggie dip. I prefer to eat veggie burgers instead of traditional meat burgers.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
decide a question, decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Balanced.
Taking all sides or opinions into account equally, being in a state of proper equilibrium.
Examples:
a balanced diet, a well-balanced mind. We conducted a balanced assessment of intellectual and cultural history.
Spike.
A narrow, thin, pointed piece of metal, wood, etc., a sudden large increase in the magnitude or concentration of something.
Examples:
to spike, to prevent blood sugar spikes. The recent spike in grain prices is partly due to the war in the producing countries.
Row.
An arrangement of objects or people side by side in a line. Verb, to propel a boat through the water using oars.
Examples:
criminal on death row, a row of cherry trees. He was the leader of the demonstrators and spoke out against the war in the front row.
Evolve.
To develop gradually, or to cause the development of something or someone gradually.
Examples:
evolve, evolve over the past decade. Eyeless fish evolved in dark caves.
Detect.
To find or recognize something, especially something difficult to see, hear, etc.
Examples:
detect a bad event, detect smuggling across borders. The security camera has detected 4 intruders.
Diet.
The food and drink that a person, animal, or community eats and drinks regularly, a legislative assembly in certain countries, for example, Japan.
Examples:
eat a vegetarian diet, diet approval. A balanced diet is more important for health than supplements.
Nutrient.
Any substance that is essential for the maintenance and growth of living things.
Examples:
nutrient medicine, a nutrient for hair. They used fast-acting nutrients on the flowers in the flower beds.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone, to identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples.
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Boring.
Lacking interest or excitement, tedious or dull.
Examples.
Boring work. Boring day. The lecture was so boring that many people fell asleep.
Hooked.
Being caught or caught up in something, curved down like an eagle's beak.
Examples.
Hooked hair. Hooked on drugs. My son was hooked on the internet.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples.
Consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Domino.
A small, flat, rectangular block used in a game that has pairs of dots on one or both sides, a consequence of an event that sets off a chain reaction of similar events.
Examples.
Domino chain. Domino effect. We knocked over a stack of dominoes and watched them fall one by one.
Spark.
To start something or make it grow, especially suddenly, to emit a tiny piece of fire or electricity.
Examples.
Spark his interest. Spark a chain reaction. The bankruptcy of the giant conglomerate sparked turmoil in the stock market.
Overconsumption.
The act of consuming too much of something, or the condition of consuming more than is necessary or advisable.
Examples.
Age of overconsumption. Overconsumption of alcohol. Overconsumption of sugar can contribute to obesity.
Addictive.
Causing a strong desire or compulsion to use or consume repeatedly, often to the point of dependency or harm, habit forming.
Examples.
Highly addictive. Addictive substance. The new video game was so addictive that he stayed up all night playing it.
Wedge.
A piece of wood, metal, or other material with one thick end and a narrow edge that is driven between two things or parts of objects to secure or separate them.
Examples.
Drive a wedge into a relationship. Put a wedge under the door. He inserted the wedge into a split in the log.